It's time.
Crazy talk.
All right, here we go.
The Cocktail Show.
Get ready to have a good time.
Let's have a good time.
This is exciting.
Oh, I like that.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
Wow.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Cocktail Show.
Garry.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Garry. But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's Garry Meier.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Garry Meier Show, Cocktail Hour, live.
Cocktails. Woo! Drinks.
We're streaming live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central.
On the 14th of July, 2023. We sure hope your favorite streaming spot was spared the recent outbreak of twisters. Now, of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa.
Yoga.
Thanks for streaming along with the show.
The best way to watch this show is the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
YouTube. Subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
More eyeballs. It's a good thing.
Please like and share the show on all the social media channels.
Comments during the live show, wherever we are streaming, can be seen in our virtual studio
We may show them on the screen.
and or talk about them.
And that's it.
Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Live!
I don't care who sees me naked. Here we go. I'm not the smartest guy on the planet, but I can figure a few things out on America's podcast. Boom. Shakalak.
That's what it is, America's Podcast. Thank you for joining us this evening. We're back after a week off, and we were off because of the death of Leslie's husband, and she has come back on this particular Friday after, and I don't even know if a rough week is the appropriate thing to say. It certainly was that, but I have to tell you, let's bring Leslie in right now, because I have to tell you, Leslie, the service for your husband, Tim, at the church, the Mass, was beautiful. So you can rest assured you did everything you could possibly do absolutely right. The woman who sang at that service was angelic.
Yes, Megan, God, she is wonderful. And we get that every Sunday. So, hey,
Wow.
if you're not doing anything, Sundays, Holy Trinity Church, Westmont, come and join
Westmont,
us.
Illinois.
There you go.
She could be a recording artist. Does she do any of that on the side, or is
I
all
don't-
that in the church?
She absolutely should. And she was really cool about helping me plan the service. And it was exactly what Tim wanted. And I thought I had it together. So usually we start these shows by popping a wine condom. Seems a little appropriate. So I am very slowly going to remove it this week, if
There
you
you
don't
go.
mind.
It's
We'll go
your
back
choice.
to popping it in the future. But if y'all don't mind, let's
I
pour
don't
one
think
out.
so. It's your
And
choice. And
raise a glass
cheers
to
Tim.
the best guy on the planet.
Yes, and I'm having an old fashioned. I'm out of my usual studio, and it's funny. I'm at a friend's house, and our architecture is synced up. Look at Leslie's beam and my beam are almost connected there, and then we decided to do some kind of magic trick. I'm
Right,
going to
okay.
hand, as if we're in the same room, hand Leslie this pencil. Here you go,
Oh, thanks, Garry. That
and
was
it'll
very
change
nice of you.
colors. Yeah. Wow.
Ooh, look at those beams. Are they high beams? Yes, in fact
Yes.
they are.
Because the air conditioning is on. The whole country is basically melting. And Alan referred to the tornadoes around the country. It is crazy ass. And we might as well just drink, have a good time, because we can't control any of that. That's why we're here every Friday at 6 Eastern, 5 Central. And Leslie, I want to add, not only was the church service beautiful, the graveside event that you had was great, because his nephew spoke. And one of the things that stuck with me that I didn't know, Tim was a big Mad magazine fan and collected Mad magazines. And right there, you've got me right there, because Mad Magazine, for those of us in that generation, that was everything as far as comedy went.
It's how you learned humor.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. And his nephew made a wonderful speech about Tim, and Tim gave him all of his Mad magazines, right?
Yep. Gave him his entire collection, and Kevin has them to this very day.
Good. Well,
somebody described the graveside service as cinematic because the sky did open up. There were lots of umbrellas. It was, I mean, seriously, as if the director went, okay, cue the rain. And then as soon as we finished up at the graveside, it cleared up. So
yes, it was all of the things you almost see in a movie where we're getting out of our cars, going to the gravesite, and then it starts to pour, and you either had an umbrella or we're under the tent where the casket is, and the service is going on. Your husband's nephew speaks, and then at the end, sky's clear. I'm religious, yes, and I always look at those moments and think, yep, there's something else going on here that we can't explain. Let's not try to explain it. Let's just go with it. And it all was beautiful. So you should be very proud of how that. And I know it was a very, very difficult 4 years for you and for Tim and your lovely daughter. And we're glad you're back. And Ryan did a wonderful job filling in, holding your place.
Thank you,
we're
Ryan.
glad you're back. And Ryan, I'll tell you what, Ryan is a guy that I met several years ago through an email who said, hey, my wife and I are coming through Chicago and we'd like to have lunch with you. And we couldn't connect on that timetable. But I said to him, hey, I will be doing a show at a studio in Chicago, and why don't you and your wife, Jamie, come by, and I'll have you read the opening to the show and everything. And that's what Ryan did. And then we became friends. And now, and I say this to him all the time, he's doing a lot of other things for the show. And I wonder if he's sitting there going, I just wanted to have lunch with this ass. I didn't want to be doing all this.
They sucked me in, and this is what happens. How many years later, he's still with us. Thank you, Ryan, for filling in. And, you know, and thanks to all of you. The outpouring of love and that we've received from the moment we announced Tim's diagnosis has been so wonderful. It bolstered him when he was down in these last few weeks when he was stuck in bed. He was watching the YouTube, you know, stream like the rest of you. And honestly, you really helped us get through a very difficult time. I do have one question though, regarding like the, not ethics, but how appropriate is it on Facebook when people are sharing prayers and thoughts and concerns that my response is a thumbs up? There's like no other appropriate response on Facebook because I don't necessarily want to say I love you all, because that sounds cheesy. Hugs
and it's understood.
Wow doesn't work. So the only thing you can do in a case like this is give people the thumbs up, and that's what I did. So thank you all for reaching out to us. We really appreciate it.
All right, let's go to the comments, Alan, starting with the first one that came in, and it's usually
I didn't see one. I didn't see one from our usual.
Wait, but I should mention Kellyanne planted a tree in Tim's memory.
Wow,
is that just the sweetest thing? So thank you, Kellyanne, and the thank yous will be coming out eventually. I'll get to it, I promise. But yeah, Kellyanne. I was waiting for a schnauzer joke under there, but no, maybe she'll plant a schnauzer too. I don't know.
Martin from British Columbia, here every week. Always appreciate your presence, Martin, representing our Canadian friends because we are worldwide. Charles from WRLR, Lake Villa, Illinois, checking in. And he says, have Schnauzer cuddle Leslie. Okay, there. Or your cats. You don't have a dog, you have cats. Deb Desplains checking in for cocktails. Good. Happy Friday to all. Good to see you, Deb. And Greg from Arlington Heights, Illinois, future home of the Chicago Bears, checking in. Samantha here every week, checking in from Mundelein, Illinois. I have my mocktail of orange juice and grenadine. Happy Friday to the GarrForce. All right. I don't have my screen door, by the way. I didn't travel with it because I don't want it to get damaged. Show your schnauzer some love. Always try to do that. Can't go wrong. Mike And Pat from Lake Barrington, Illinois. Hi, guys. Love you, Leslie. Good to see you here every week. Oh, always seeing them on the comment section. Kevin, Northwest Indiana. GarrForce prayers to Leslie and her family. And I really enjoyed meeting your sister, Leslie. The first thing she said to me when I met her at the church, I've always wanted to meet Garry Miller. And I love that. I love when they do the whole thing about the show.
It runs in the family.
Yeah.
She did wear her GarrForce T-shirt at one point during her stay. So,
she's full in.
Loyal.
I love her. Love her. I'm looking at other comments here. Ken Rakowski, a good friend of mine, checking in from Italy.
Wow.
Yeah. Ken and I have been very close friends for many, many years. And Ken is my technical guru because I am lost in a lot of this. And he steps in and goes, here's what you do, and helps me out. And he's been so kind to me and has introduced me to so many great people that I've had on the show over the years. So thank you, Ken, for that. Ken Rakowski.
Is that Leche? Leslie?
How do you say that? Leche? It sounds like it should be Leche, right? Not less. Leslie. Let's say. And then Chris from Arizona. I saw this news feed. They say Arizona is dangerously hot right now. Dangerously hot. It is the desert. I mean, let's be honest. If it wasn't for air conditioning, nobody would be living in Arizona, lots of Texas, Florida. Without air conditioning, you couldn't live in these places.
Have those people figured out that the water table may not be supported?
I don't think so, but they're going to find out. It's the desert.
Go where the water and the food is.
Johnny from Michigan. What is that? What does that say there? I rang the bus stop bell last Saturday for Leslie Keiling's family. Oh, how about that?
Well, that was nice.
Scott from Scott's Vintage. A lot of the items you see in the background in Leslie's studio are from Scott's Vintage.
There is one item that was not from Scott's Vintage, although like my Brannick device and those things, of course. But I brought this to the wake, and people were asking about the purple brick. This is where Tim and I spent our honeymoon, our wedding night. Does this ring a bell?
My old neighborhood, right down the block from where I grew up.
The infamous Purple Hotel in Lincolnwood, Illinois. And so
it wasn't so infamous in the beginning. It was
only when mobsters started getting shot in the head in the parking lot.
That was the 80s.
That was in the 80s?
It was about 1982 or 82, I think, is when the shooting took place in the parking lot.
By the way, I was married as a fetus, if you're doing the math. So,
there you go. And the whole hotel was purple, as you mentioned. And they tore it down and they said, come and get the bricks.
They collected the bricks and they handed them out as
I think they sold them.
Souvenirs.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
I think they sold them. And when I was in town a few weeks ago, I drove past the humongous thing they've put on the spot. It's not purple, though.
Is it a Costco or a Walmart?
It's actually neither. It's a mixed-use development. It includes a high-rise with condos and hotel rooms and stores, and it's honestly, having grown up in Lincolnwood, it's a lot bigger than that little parcel looks like it should have on it. But at least there's something. At least there's something on the parcel that's been empty for a decade. So
that's where you spent your honeymoon.
Wedding night.
Your wedding night. No, I'm saying
honeymoon.
Let's go to the Purple Hotel for our honeymoon. Your wedding
Honey,
night.
I'm taking you to Lincolnwood, Illinois.
Right, in a Purple Hotel for a full week.
I think it was the first Hyatt hotel. It was originally called the Lincolnwood Hyatt House, and it goes back to the 60s. And your current governor in Illinois, his family gets their money from that.
Yeah, because the governor of Illinois is a Pritzker, and Pritzkers started the Hyatt chain. And that I read about that. It's pretty interesting. The father, I believe, of the governor or the grandfather was at
I think it was JB's grandfather and uncle or something like that.
Wasn't he a JB too or something? Yeah.
There's a J. Robert in there, yeah. And
whatever. One of them was at this hotel near the Los Angeles airport in the late 50s, and the place is packed, and he goes into the restaurant and that's packed, and he's thinking, wow, this is quite a business. He went, made an offer to the owner, bought it. That was the first one, and then they bought another one near another airport, and now it's the Hyatt mega show, and they're all billionaires. And
Nice.
the Hyatt is where I remember my memories of the Hyatt were when I worked at a radio station where the Hyatt was in between the studio and the parking lot. And during the summer, they would have this Mr. Leather convention at the Hyatt, at this particular Hyatt. And I'd be walking past there, and there would be guys with dog collars, leather lederhosen, and suspenders, and big boots, and the
chaps and no pants and all that.
Right. And oh my God, it was just, you weren't suspecting it. You weren't remembering that it was Mr. Leather weekend until you got there and went, what the hell is this? But the favorite story out of that is this writer in the Chicago Tribune, Rick Kogan, tells the story of how he was walking through the hotel when the convention was taking place, and there was one guy walking another man with a dog leash. One guy was on all fours, and his daughter was around 12, and asked what was going on. Try to explain that. Yeah. America. It's got many rainbow colors.
Here's what the Purple Hotel looked like a decade ago when they were tearing it down, and I happened to be driving past.
Oh,
there it is, Leslie.
Luxury. Does that spell luxury to you?
Any room there stick out? Is it still up? The room you were in?
I was going to say, can you find your brick?
Can I? Yeah, there. It's right there. You see it. On top of that, just to give you a sense of the era, when we got into the room, threw on TV, and Porky's was on. Nothing says romance like Porky's.
Yeah. Oh, honey, tonight's the night. We're watching Porky's, and
we're living large.
It's Porky's. Hey, there was another thing that happened at the wake that I thought was fabulous from one of our listeners. Why don't you explain it, Leslie? Stick safe.
One of the first, not even at the wake, our doorbell rings, and the first flowers that arrive at our door, beautiful. I should have had them upstairs, but obviously a week later, they're not nearly as awesome as they looked when they arrived. Oh my God. And it was from Stick Safe. And everybody's like, who's Stick Safe? It's Ken. He's a dude. And so thank you. I mean, seriously, so many people. Oh, and on top of that, we weren't there yet, but one of the first visitors to the funeral home before even the family got there was one of our listeners, and he arrived with his pug. And so the funeral director said, there was somebody here to pay some tribute to Tim, and he brought his dog. And we're like, cool.
I thought Stick Safe brought the dog.
No, this wasn't. No, it
somebody
was,
else.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Tim loved dogs.
All of you are such quirky souls, and that's why we love you so much.
I've never heard of a dog at a wake. I think that's fantastic.
To be honest, part of the time that Tim was in hospice, we were asking friends and relatives to bring their dogs with, and there were some moments. You gotta, putting the fun in funeral. I don't know. My husband would have appreciated all the ridiculousness.
That's good. You want to have that moment intertwined with the sadness. There has to be some levity. And I think coming in with the dog, I love dogs. And if you want to bring your dog to whatever I have, please do. Please do. All right. Well, here we are. And we're going to not have a full hour. I'm going to notify the affiliates down the line. We're not going to make it to the top of the hour. I'm going to be doing actual radio after this with my friend Dave Plyer, as I do once in a while, and I have to be at that studio to do that, and we don't have time to do a full hour, so we won't hear the tone at the top of the hour. And I know the first one.
Blah, 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 blah,
blah, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
We're easing into this again.
Yeah. And with Leslie coming off what she's come off, let's just get back to whatever rhythm we're going to ever get back to eventually. And we will. And you're back on the show Monday, Leslie. Are you officially back?
We're
Good.
back to our regular schedule. I think that's the best way. Okay. Is it because we're Catholic, or because we just live in a perpetual state of guilt? This is my outlet to a great degree. you do what you love. And to be honest, I love doing this, and it's fun to bring you insane stories and to be able to riff with Garry all these years and to have your feedback. I can't think of a better way to spend my time. So yeah, regular schedule from now on.
Leslie, you didn't hear the shows this week because you were busy, but there were moments that you, I think, will appreciate. The funeral procession. You don't know this story, right?
At our funeral?
Your funeral
I
procession.
Heard several people nearly died.
Okay.
I don't. Okay.
And I'm in the latter part of the processional, and Ryan's behind me. We're at the tail end. And as you know, you go through red lights. Otherwise, the thing's going to be very disjointed and a mess. And you have that legality to do that. And
Right.
you got to stay tight, because if one car gets broken into that. So, and that's the way you go through the red light, where people know, oh, this is a funeral procession. We're not going to go in to the intersection.
You got the flags up. You got
right.
the stickers.
And the sticker.
On.
And Ryan was worried about the residue left from the sticker, and there was no residue. Oh, I have to get Goo Gone. And he was all worried about that. And then I pulled it off. I said, Ryan, no residue. And I make, the light is red. It's a right turn. So we're all turning. And I'm going for the turn. And this woman comes across the intersection and tries to get into the processional. And I got in front of her and thought, no, you can't do that, because there are 3 or 4 cars behind me. It'll screw everything up. So I pushed her in my mind away and kept going. And I thought, oh, Ryan's going to get caught with this. Ryan makes the turn and she flips him off.
Aww.
And I wanted Ryan to roll his window down and go, take that mechanical asshole and get out of our way.
Once upon a time in Hollywood.
Yeah. and I really, don't people get, I mean, are people that stupid? Because there were 40 cars before us. It was obvious there was a funeral procession going through, and she's at the front there. She must have seen the flags and things, the blinkers.
And mind you, we weren't on like a major thoroughfare. They actually took the side, like a lesser traveled route, so we wouldn't have that many a-holes to contend with. But people have their heads so far up their own keisters these days. It's amazing.
She gives him the finger as if he did something wrong. I mean, this is the whole thing. I'll shoot you in the foot and then complain about you bleeding on my carpet.
We got close to the cemetery, and the whole thing got stymied because of a FedEx delivery truck. And as my future son-in-law points out, because that is now America's high holy day, is Amazon Prime Day. So
right. That's all I heard about on that day.
Let's put things in perspective.
Yeah.
Here.
Did you get anything from Amazon Prime? No. What am I? Amazon Prime today. Amazon Prime. Okay. Kibbles and bits. I got to get me some kibbles and bits. It's exhausting to be alive these days. We're hanging on and trying our best, but it is a slog every day, isn't it?
It's always interesting. Oh, speaking of interesting, I showed you before the show, but I have to share. We went out to an Asian restaurant and opened up our fortune cookies, and it turns out they're now sponsoring fortune cookies. So all of our fortunes were brought to us by an online car dealer, and every fortune had an automotive theme.
Okay, so that's not a fortune cookie, that's an advertisement.
It totally is.
Oh my God. I mean, really?
Life is so bizarre. Like whatever.
It's a fortune for somebody.
Yeah, they're going to make a fortune, hopefully, they think. But everything is sponsored, and I don't mind that. I like sponsorship. I suggested sponsorship of highways for cities that are having financial issues. Coca-Cola brings you this expressway or whatever. But
municipal schools, you've always talked about being able to sponsor things.
Yes, sponsorship is king. I understand that. But when you go to a Chinese restaurant and you're looking forward kind of to the fortune and getting, hey, good things are coming your way, and then they give you the lucky numbers. And with the mega ball and the Powerball very high, you're looking for those numbers that might drop out of the sky, and you play them and you might win. So that's what I would want, not an advertisement. We're inundated everywhere we go. Back off.
The one is, your dream is a key turn away from becoming a reality, or let's see, refuse to live your life on cruise control.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Is your life getting 45 miles to the gallon? Well, it could.
Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Indeed. Are you ready to bring Ryan on to say hello to him? And he's had another week, and only as this man can. It's one thing after another. And we talked about it, I believe. Was that on the T show today, Ryan, or was it yesterday's show?
It was the T show about my automotive woes, but it turned out to be okay. Yeah, it was on the T show.
Yeah. Okay. I can't keep him straight anymore. Where Ryan brought his car in for servicing, and it was a pretty hefty bill. And he gets a call that there was a car that ran into his car at the service department there. And now he's haggling with, oh, okay, what's it going to cost you to make me happy? How about you take the whole bill off and call it a day? And the whole because they said to you, what do you want? You go, well, I'll start high. You got to start high because you can only go lower. If you start too low, then you're already low. So you ended up paying half.
Did he freeze? Or else he's dumbfounded because he just realized maybe I could have gotten it a little better. No.
He's freezing.
I don't know why he froze, but I said, what do you want? And I said, the whole bill. I have to ask for something, right?
Go high.
Yeah.
When they go low, you go high.
So they ended up doing half of it. So it turned out well. The bumper had a little scratches on it anyway, so it's going to get a new bumper. I'm
frozen with joy.
There you go.
We're getting partial sentences out of Ryan.
Yes. Okay. So how bad was the damage? Did you see the damage, or they just said we're sending it to the body shop? Don't even look at it. It'll be all due when you get it.
They sent me pictures. It's scratches on the bumper.
Just scratches.
It's not. Yeah, I shouldn't say it's worth $1,400, but it's an inconvenience.
But you got to have the vapors. Oh my God, those scratches!
That car was given to me by my grandfather, who was in the big war. He died for our free. You did all that. You rolled that out. Good.
Well, and I put Jamie in when he wasn't going to give me the full amount. I said, well, I'll have to talk to my wife because I want to include her in the decision. And then before I hung up, he said, oh, I think I can do it. And I'm a brand new customer. I've never been to this place. So, this happens to a brand new customer. And so Jamie was pleased too. She said, wow, that's good. Wow. Good work.
So again,
priced off.
You are in your living room naked. Cops burst in. It's the wrong house. And you end up with $2 million. Something that seemed wrong at the moment turns out to be great.
Yes.
And Ryan didn't even have to put a throw pillow in front of his frontals. It was,
And everybody at work says the same thing here. It only would happen to you, Ryan. Nobody else have I ever heard of someone backing the car out of the service bay and they hit someone else. And I said, well,
it's your car.
And it's my car.
And this is after the guy showed up at his front door last Sunday and said, I'm looking for my checkpoint or my planet or whatever he said to you. And he had a code name.
Able 12. And then so I came up with I'm Able 6 in case I run into him again. We can talk,
All right. Hey, can I help you? This is Able 12. I'm at my checkpoint. Is this a scavenger hunt? What am I doing here?
So I sent him down to the Catholic Church. So I thought, where should I send him to? 2 blocks down to the Catholic Church. They can help you.
And keep that door shut. Yeah. Okay. I know you don't want to use the air conditioning if you don't have to, but you got a screen door there, but that's not going to protect you if somebody's going to come at you.
Florida used to be the crazy town. India used to be the crazy town, but now apparently Waukesha, Wisconsin is ground zero.
It's really climbing up crazy town status.
And it's all around us.
Yes, you are the magnet for it. All right.
I have a one picture or 2 pictures for you.
Share them.
This was the one that
that's good.
And then this one, Alan was I didn't want to look at sitting there. And I know Leslie was going to talk about it. That's that hamburger from, where was it, overseas?
Somewhere in Asia.
You say Thailand?
Yeah, I think it was Thailand.
Thailand or South Korea. I did not use this story because just looking at that thing nauseates me. Right?
That's 20 slices of American cheese.
That's an official sandwich that you buy and eat
at Burger King.
And it's not even melted or toasted.
I think you could build a Frank Lloyd Wright style house out of that.
It's got all the angles.
Yeah.
And where does it leak?
Everywhere.
They all leak.
Hey, I've got some show and tell. My friend Jim got me this long branch. This is a Matthew McConaughey product, I believe.
Nice.
To dig into that. And then kind of a vortex.
Although we were questioning, when stars endorse this stuff, is it because they truly believe that this product is superior, or is it just because the check is thing? Okay. By the way, my sister said, I cannot say the word CASH normal anymore.
You shouldn't have to. Cash. You say cash. And George Clooney made, $1 billion on his tequila?
Yes.
That's why they do it.
Ryan Reynolds is still making some coin off that gin, too. And I think he sold his better share of his profits there. Or
Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston too. They're selling, I think, tequila as well.
There's this liquor that a listener asked me if I'd ever had, and then coincidentally, the person I'm staying with had it, and I tasted it. Malort. What is it?
Really? You're just now getting a taste of Malort?
Yeah. What is it called? Malort.
And it's essentially akin to the fluids that they're draining out of Ryan's car right this very moment.
That's what it tasted like. I took a little bit because I wasn't sure. And the setup was, have you ever had Jägermeister? Oh, yeah. I had Jägermeister a lot over the years. And they said, well, it's not like that entirely. Oh, great. So I took
the Chicago Party Ant. The Chicago Party Ant from the Netflix series drank that stuff.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, she loved it.
Malort. And oh my God, I don't know if it has the same effect if you have a few shots as Jägermeister, because Jägermeister, whoa, I went off into an orbit on that a few times.
What is it? Jägermeister and Coke tastes a lot like Dr. Pepper. I mean, like, you can at least use Jägermeister in a fashion that makes it palatable. Malort is just kind of liquid poison, but I think part of it is just, go ahead, drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What are you pussy? Go.
Yeah. Pussy boy don't want to drink it. Okay. Oh God, I'm a soft pretzel. I played the association on one of the shows this week. But Ryan, what'd you think of that song?
I liked it. I learned appreciate a lot of new music, Leslie, this week. All the songs I had never heard.
Leslie, are you familiar with this one by the association? Everything That Touches You.
Yes.
And
the association was very popular in our house.
Right.
Yes.
They sold a lot of records. Windy, Along Comes Mary,
Everything That Touches Me touches you.
It's very melodic, and it just felt good to play it. And I've always liked that. And my friend George has been making fun of me ever since I said, hey, what do you think of this song, George? Oh, the soft pretzel is getting softer. And I don't care. I just like good harmonies and stuff. And sometimes it's going to be artists that aren't considered, they're not heavy metal or whatever. No, I don't gravitate towards that at all, because that doesn't soothe me. I want to be soothed.
And we played some Cream too. I had never heard of Cream.
You had never heard the song Badge by Cream, Leslie? Do you know that song?
Gary, you're going to have to kidnap Ryan for a weekend and just do a huge dive into some of these songs.
Well, he's 45 years old. I don't blame him for not. He never had
right, exactly.
Record. It happens. No. And I like that. The fact that I'm introducing this young man to new music, and it's sometimes 50 some years old. But that association song is one of my favorites. I just like hearing it. It keeps building and building, and it just makes you, at the end, you're like, yeah, okay, I'm good. All right. I don't have to justify anything, right? Whatever. No. It's not going to kill anybody. Because I got Malort. I got a little bottle of Malort.
I don't care who sees me naked.
I don't care who sees me naked for a price. Cash.
Have you done any lottery stories this week?
Just the fact that the jackpots, we touched on it lightly, have been building. And I'll tell you what, why don't we pay homage to the sponsors, and then we're going to do the Wisconsin Report and your stories, and then the giveaway. And that's going to be this week's show. All right. So Bettenhausen Automotive, always on board. And I thank them for this.
The green flag is up, and we are rounding turn 1 on our new Lockport location. Look for Bettenhausen's new state-of-the-art facility opening spring of 2024. For your immediate vehicle needs, find what others already know. It's better at Bettenhausen. Your best car buying experience starts at Bettenhausen on 159th Street in Tinley Park. Bettenhausen, the Midwest's highest volume dealer, has over 400 new vehicles to choose from. Shop now at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
I was at the Bettenhausen Classic Car dealership
Nice
the other day,
picture.
and that's a 1955 Chrysler 300. Only, I believe, 50 exist in the country, and it was owned by Mike Bettenhausen's father, and it's in their classic car showroom. That's what they do at that location. They sell classic cars, and then they convert vans. If you have a need for a van to be converted, say you have somebody who's wheelchair bound or whatever, they do that. They do van conversions there. And I don't know if that one's for sale, but as soon as I saw it, I thought, well, I got to take a picture by that. That's
and then they went, hey, Meier, get your hand off the car.
Then, hey,
hey.
Don't be touching that. Damn it. All right. And Team Hochberg, if you are looking for a mortgage, David Hochberg and his team, they will give you a free consultation. A lot of moving parts these days on numbers, and it might make you say, I don't want to do this right now. That could be the wrong decision. You don't know until you talk to the team there, and they'll give you the free consultation. You have nothing to lose by that. Those are the numbers on the bottom of the screen to call to get that free consultation. And David is a good guy. His team will help you out. They are centered in Illinois, but they're licensed in 35 states. All right, Ryan, we, I believe, are ready for your Wisconsin report.
We are
ready to go. All right, here we go.
It's Wisconsin, yeah, hey.
Hi, everybody. It's Friday. Let's have some fun from Wisconsin.
Oh, I suppose you expected me to insert the rest of the Wisconsin report here. Okay.
Let's talk tiny zoos. There's a lady in Milwaukee that's created a tiny zoo that she keeps at her house. The zoo name is Tatiana's Tiny Zoo. It was kind of a brainchild idea that she had during the pandemic, that she was bored and always wanted to be a vet or a zookeeper and started collecting tiny animals. She describes them as the creepy, crawly, exotic animals of Wisconsin. Now that she's amassed a collection, she has an outreach program. She goes to school, daycare facilities, and educates kids on small, creepy, crawly animals rather than the big zoo animals you're used to. So if you're looking for something fun to do, contact Tatiana, and she'll bring her tiny zoo to your location. Switching gears a little bit, if you're a TikTok enthusiast, you might be familiar with Alex, spelled A-L-I-X. She has 5 million followers, and she recently visited Milwaukee. She originally started her TikTok fame by documenting her life, how she gets ready, what she's doing. When she was in Milwaukee, she visited Bradford Beach. She said that got really intense. Really didn't go into what was intense. And then the other images of her and her family sipping and drinking cocktails around Milwaukee. So there was a big uptick in followers and people trying to find her in Milwaukee. So a little bit of fame coming to Milwaukee. I'm not a TikTok user, so I have to pass. I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll all talk soon.
Oh, wait a minute. This woman has 5 million followers because she has drinks on vid or whatever you call it. That's what we do.
Yeah, most of her life is just documenting her life, and she's 5 million followers.
That's what we do. 5 million for what? What is she doing? That's all we do.
Mm-hmm. Have you folks liked and subscribed? Could you share? I mean,
really,
seriously,
Jesus.
What the frack, man?
Yeah. This woman's walking around a beach with her family. We're having drinks. Ooh, that's exciting.
Special.
Great. Okay, Tatiana, that almost sounded like code all the way. She'll bring her tiny zoo to your house if you ask her. These are bugs.
And I hadn't looked at the name. I know we teased it until I went to record that, and I went, "You're kidding me. That's the name."
Tatiana's Tiny Zoo.
Yes.
And it's bugs. It's all bugs.
It's bugs. It's cockroaches, all kinds of.
I think most people have that at their house anyway.
If they have hissing cockroaches, those are cool. If she has bed bugs, maybe not so much.
Yeah, really, Jesus. I mean, we are trying to get rid of bugs all the time, all of us. And here, I'll bring my bugs to you. I already have that set. Thank you.
So,
all right, Ryan, thank you.
Thank you. See you later.
All right. And,
how's your time, Gary?
Let's get into your stories. You want to set up the giveaway?
Yeah. Why don't we do that first?
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've done the show. It's because we took a week off in between here. But did I just see hashtag smelly balls?
Yes, that was an accidental show from what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
An accidental show. What does that mean?
That was when Ryan had the smelly balls. Remember?
Oh, that's right. The bowling balls that have a fragrance.
Oh, the fragrance.
There are fragrance balls now. Yeah.
Hey, you've got it. Let's use it. Because the person who won 2 weeks ago decided that they had won before, and they were kind enough to say, put it back into the mix and let's give that to some other lucky winner. So mind you, this is the summer grilling package that I put together. It is an grill apron that looks like men's abdomen.
Cool.
So you've got the rock hard end. You've got the thong from our house band, Oh Yes.
Nice.
You've got bendables from our friend Tracy Wisconsin. Ryan has given us the emergency piercing kit. So if you need nose, ears, or
whatever,
tongue pierced, I got to tell you, it's going to hurt like hell because I tried one on.
That means it's working, Leslie.
Doggy bag. So when you're done with your grilling, you can take stuff home, clean up with some cleanup kit. Of course, you're going to get a wine condom. You're going to get a ball liquor. This is the United States of America. So you get this package is gigantic and a pin as well. So,
all right. Smelly balls. Hashtag smelly balls in the comment section. The computer will pick the winner in just a few minutes. And what stories do you have?
So we started talking about TikTok back there. Turns out an Ohio plastic surgeon has been stripped of her right to practice medicine after streaming at least one botched procedure on TikTok. The woman, known on TikTok to her followers as Dr. Roxy, first came under scrutiny last November for the cavalier way she treated her patients as she live streamed parts of their procedures. At least 3 of the patients involved suffered severe complications. In addition to having her license pulled, Dr. Roxy has also been ordered to pay $4,500 in fines.
Oh, why this TikTok thing? I know it's huge, but it's a lot of crap.
Hey, and with that Hollywood strike going on, I'm sure that, there wasn't that much coming out of Hollywood anyway.
Wait a minute. Are we scabs? Because I belong to that union. You belong to that union, don't you? Are we scabbing?
So here's...
Is this a scabbing cabin?
I don't know, but no one said anything to us. Are you still a dues paying member?
Yes.
I haven't been paying
I think
my
I'm
dues.
scabbing here. Oh.
You
paid your dues in other ways.
Tell me about it.
Yes, you have.
So let's talk about we were talking lottery earlier today. Some people are lucky. Some people are insanely lucky, like this guy in Maryland. The 43-year-old Silver Springs man just collected his 5th $50,000 Pick 5 prize this year. Back in May, this anonymous player showed up at the lottery headquarters to cash in 4 identical winning tickets purchased for the same drawing, tickets bearing the numbers 98557. So if you want to play that, good for you. And now this month, he shows up again with another $50,000 winner using those same 5 numbers. The man says he has no particular plans for his winnings, but says he does plan to keep playing those numbers.
The number 5 has some mystical power, I read. 5.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Seems like every number has mystical power depending on the culture you're talking to.
That's true.
There you go. And if you're truly hankering for some Mumu action, there's a spot on Oahu just for you. After a soft opening earlier this month, Hawaii's first Mumu Library had its big opening this week. The Mumu Library promises to be the spot for women to get together to create and perpetuate Mumu culture, says library founder Marian Camo. We're a community of women who have come together to share not only our love for aloha wear, but also this space where we can create it together. So not only can you work with others to design and create new muumuus, this is a library, so you can also rent vintage muumuus for your next luau or beachy event.
Hasn't the long-standing bit on muumuus been that they're for larger women? Hey, she's got her muumuu on. It's always been that. Yeah.
Hey, like when you think sexy, young, awesome, muumuu.
Yeah, the muumuu. Yeah.
So,
okay. All right.
So enjoy your muumuu culture.
There you go. All right, let's give away that prize package right now. Ryan, hit the button.
It's Alan,
Ready?
Garry, not Ryan. Here we go.
Oh, sorry, Alan.
What did I say?
You said Ryan, hit the button.
Right, that's why it's not going. Alan, hit the button.
Damn.
Do I say hello to somebody?
He's persnickety. Hey, once again, thank you all. I love you for all the outpouring of affection and prayers and everything. Patty
D will be the winner here. And Alan, tell her what she should do, please.
Patty D, please email Garry Meier Show at GarryMeier.com or text 773-888-2157. Regular charges apply, and provide your address that's reachable by U.S. mail so Leslie can get all those lovely prizes out to you.
All right. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching. And we have that complimentary cannoli coming down the aisle.
We have something quite different this week, and I gotta put this up here. This is quite different than the usual cannoli. Get it?
Jesus. Lee Harvey Oswald?
It's a cow and a knoll and a Lee. It's a cannoli.
Oh, the grassy knoll. Wow. Okay. This
wow,
is like
Alan.
Yeah, it's
that's
Pictionary
some deep
now.
shit right there.
Whoa.
That's
okay. What about the schnauzer, Leslie?
You know what? Just hug your schnauzer.
That sounds good. Talk to you on Monday. It's 3 in the green. Gear is down, flaps down. America's podcast, the voice of the globe. We have landed.
And that's it for all the news and nonsense here at the GarrForce.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Thanks for streaming. Like, subscribe, and be kind. But no need to rewind. It sure would be terrific if you subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
More eyeballs.
If you're watching this show recorded, that button is right here. And if you'd like to look at past episodes, try that button.
Boom. Shakalaka.
That's it.
Oh, I guess I'm alone again. All right, how do you shut this thing off?